Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. The Huskies have not only put together a nice winning streak, they're starting to play at a much higher level, and they've energized their entire campus. Now the question is, will they be able to handle everybody on campus, patting them on the back, telling them how good they are, and telling them how they expect a big win in this one? Thanks for joining us here on the NCAA College Football pregame show. Now let's send it out to Brad and Kirk for all the action. We'll see you at the half.
With a capacity of almost 75,000, we're in Memorial Stadium in Berkeley, California. And now it's time for the coin toss, and it's brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste, 0 calories. Enjoy everything. We'll see how these two teams play in this game as they prepare for the opening kickoff. Excellent kick. And it sails out of the end zone for a touchback. So let's see what the offense can do as they come out onto the field. Tackled after a decent pickup. Just gets rid of it.
Great job by the defense at getting after that quarterback. And right now, I think they've got him with some happy feet. He appears to be a bit rattled.
Now it's 3rd and 6 coming up. Ball on the 29. They'll spread the field with 5 wide. He's got it out to his tight end. And down he goes, right around the 38-yard line.
Really a nicely thrown ball, and a good job by the receiver to run right under it.
In the shotgun and 5 wideouts. Quick throw. Tackle made around the 43-yard line. Zips it to the tight end. Tackle at about the 45.
Oh, this is a great job by this young man to get the ball out of his hands. He was facing an all-out blitz and didn't panic at all. It's a nice pass and a new set of downs to show for it.
Quick strike, and he drops it. The Golden Bears have a player that's up for national awards. It's all speculation right now. You can talk about awards after you win them. He's got to worry about playing this football game. From the 45-yard line, it's 2nd down. They come out in an empty backfield. Throws complete. He's got room to work. He's knocked out of bounds at the 31.
It's a great job here by the quarterback of recognizing the outside linebacker blitz and delivering the football for a 1st down.
Quick throw, incomplete. Wanted his receiver.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10 to go. Ball on the 31. And they're going to put 6 DBs on the field to counter that 5 receiver look. Just throws this one away. Here's play number 10 on the drive. So an empty backfield with 5 wide receivers. The cavalry's coming, and he's sacked.
I think this defensive end is doing a great job of getting after the quarterback, not only with the sack in this case, but it seems like the entire game he's done a good job of creating pressure, making this quarterback feel him, and almost giving him happy feet back there where he doesn't seem to be in rhythm and almost seems to be throwing the football, feeling the pressure and almost creating the nerves on the quarterback.
After the sack, it's now 4th and long. California is looking to go up by 3. He gets it up, and this is no good. He didn't have the leg for it. A quick update now. Here's Reese.
The football's flying all over the lot in the Big 12. And for Kansas State, their hot streak continues. And for Haynes, he was on the receiving end of a pair of touchdown passes. The Wildcats get the W, 31-27. In another game, they are lighting up the scoreboard again in the Big 12. And for West Virginia, their winning streak reaches 5. The Mountaineers take it by 5.
That's good stuff, Reese. Thank you. So here comes the offense taking the field for the first time today. Throws a bullet over the middle. They'll bring him down at the 49. Brought down at the 47-yard line. And he throws right away. The defender had his hands on it, but it's incomplete. That could have been a big play for the defense.
Yeah, even though he had a good shot at picking it off, it's still a heck of a play to force the incomplete pass.
From the 47-yard line, 3rd down. Strike to his receiver, no good.
Boy, Brad, this guy drops an interception, and what's ironic about that and going to the meetings the other day is that this guy's been telling the coaches he wants to play some wide receiver. You wonder why you're not playing wide receiver? Because you can't catch the ball as a defensive back.
He really got a hold of that one. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. This is a fun game, and I think we're going to see a lot of interesting football before it's over. And they make the stop at the 20. They go to the run, and he's tackled in the backfield for a loss.
Loss of 4 yards on the play. 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 14. Ball on their own 16. So they couldn't pick up the long yardage, and now they'll have to punt.
The offense really had nowhere to go on that one. The play was very well defended, and now the incompletion will force the 4th down and a punt.
Walter awaits the snap. Oh, excellent punt. He dropped it. Boy, neither offense can find any kind of rhythm so far, Herbie.
Yeah, it almost feels like the two offenses are just kind of feeling their way right now, allowing both these defenses just to dominate the game.
Every drive's important in a tie game. I look for both sides to come out with some urgency. Quarterback all by himself in the backfield with 5 wideouts. Pass incomplete, trying to get it to his receiver. From the 36-yard line, 2nd down. He makes it to the 35-yard line. come. Going for it all to the end zone. He almost had it, but it's incomplete. Nice play by the defense to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, instead of going for the interception, they did the safe thing, and that was just to tip it away.
It's 4th down. They call on the kicker for a long field goal. California could take the lead with this field goal. Kicks up, and the kicking team goes to the sideline very disappointed. Now this one's scoreless. So the offense comes out after their last drive, had the ball end up in the defense's hands by way of a fumble.
The defense, I'm sure, will be aggressive again. They love going for the strip and attacking the football.
Fires quickly, and it's picked off.
It looked like the pass was sailing out of reach, but he just climbed the ladder and made a spectacular interception.
From the 41-yard line, it's 1st down. They come out in a 5-wide set. Up the middle for a nice gain. Empty backfield, quarterback in the gun. 5 wide receivers. He takes it right side for a good gain. Fires out to his receiver. He's at the 20. Now it's 1st and goal as he's knocked out after a nice gain.
Here's the true test of a quarterback at any level. Can they make a good throw under pressure when 1 or 2 or 3 guys are coming right at him? I think this young passer has proven that, yes, he can.
He makes it to the 6-yard line.
That's a gain of 2 on the play. That brings up 2nd and goal.
Let's go, let's go! 49's the way. Easy, Eagle!
Shows some moves, and he's in. Nice job by the offense to get the final few yards to the end zone.
Yeah, they knew what play to call for in that situation and made it work.
And he hits the PAT. Let's get an update now. Here's Reese Davis. Reese.
The Cowboys take the field today as the number 21 team in the country. The Cowboys air it out and strike first with a touchdown. And for Lowry, he's thrown for a touchdown. Oklahoma State leads it 7-0. Middle of the first quarter.
Thanks, Reese. 7-0 game here. Looks like they're ready for the kick. And he got all of this one. Great kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Golden Bears are looking downright scary on defense so far, Herbie.
They are flying around as a group right now, completely aware of what this offense is trying to do and dismantling them every single time on every single play.
And while they are behind, they know they can knot things up in a heartbeat. It's way too early to change your game plan. He's to the 40, and it's caught. He's taken down at the 44. He's on the run.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Let's go. And we got Mike, number 53. Mike. Check 50.
Going to go across the middle. Caught. He's tackled at the 39-yard line.
Underwood with the tackle at the 39-yard line. That makes it 1st and 10.
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike.
Give to the tailback, and he's met in the backfield. to about the 37-yard line. Passes to the back, incomplete. And we got an injured player on the field. So it's 4th down. They'll call on the field goal unit. Kicks away, and he just didn't have the leg for this one. The offense was able to punch it in the end zone on that last drive. They'll come back out looking for more of the same.
This offensive coordinator's got to be feeling so good about the execution that he's seeing from his quarterback and his wide receivers. Because, again, they put so much time into trying to put a plan together. And to be able to see that actually come into play makes you feel pretty good as a play caller.
California is up 7. Got some open field. Makes it to the 44. Room around the corner. And he's tackled around the 31-yard line. And they get nice yardage on that run. Tackled after positive yardage. Makes it out to about the 10. Up by 7 and looking at 1st and goal. The Huskies running back taken out earlier, sidelined with that injury. However, it looks like he's going to be able to come back in this game. And he's going to be sacked. How about the effort of the defense right there?
And what's crazy is we're still in the 1st quarter. If these hog mollies don't protect their quarterback any better, this guy's going to end up with a career day.
Here's the 8th play of the series.
Roger, Roger. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59.
The 10. Nice gain as he works the right side. California is up a score. He delivers. Looks to a receiver. Touchdown. He makes the PAT. A 9-play, 63-yard drive, and they come away with a touchdown. The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. He just drills this one. Gets to about the 17-yard line. California's got people flying all over the field on defense right now.
Boy, they sure do. Right now, we're just seeing great defensive effort. They have a plan. They understand it. They're playing with great speed, and they're not giving up big plays. That's why they're playing well up to this point.
It's not quite a blowout, but unless they do something here, it might turn into one. And down he goes around the 18-yard line. Tackle made at the 20-yard line. at the 23-yard line. A couple, maybe 3 yards on that run. Turner is back to receive. It's away, and it's a booming punt. Turner fields at the 29, and down he goes at the 43-yard line. The Golden Bears are punching it into the end zone when they get the chance, and that's been the difference so far in the ballgame.
Yeah, give them all the credit. It's one thing to move the football down the field, but when you get an opportunity to come up with a touchdown, you have to capitalize on it, and they've done that.
They ran the ball very well on their last drive, and it resulted in 6. Tackle at the 41.
Did you see how that big defensive line got such a good push on that play? That's exactly why they were able to stop him for a loss.
It's 2nd and 13. Ball on the 41-yard line. Quick strike to the receiver. To the 20. They'll bring him down around the 10-yard line. Touchdown, California! Splits the uprights with the extra point. With a 3-play, 56-yard run, and it results in a touchdown. We played 1 quarter. California leads it 21-0. Walter has the ball set, and he looks ready to kick this one deep. Sends it sailing downfield. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
I think I can count on one hand the last time I saw this good a defensive performance where you had a chance for a shutout. Are you kidding me? In college football today, with the spread and the running quarterbacks and all the speed in space, these guys got a chance to put up a shutout.
Things are on the verge of getting out of hand before we even hit the half. These next few drives are going to go a long way in determining what kind of game this will end up being. Fires out quickly to the tailback. He's knocked out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Check, tight right. Full out there, check the outs out there. Pull down. Let's go.
That's a great tackle at the 37.
That's good for a gain of 3 yards. First down.
Man left. Pull down. Hey, watch number 33. Let's go. Check, man. Check 52.
Thompson gets the call. Tackled after a decent pickup.
Gain of 6 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
Tight right. Pull down. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Check 50.
Nice pitch and catch for the first down. Brought down around the 48-yard line.
First down.
He makes it to the 45-yard line. It's 2nd down, 7 to go. Ball on the 45. He's got it with room to run. And they make the stop right around the 20.
That's a very nice, relaxed delivery right there. Even in the face of the blitz, he held his ground and made a perfect toss. That's a big boost.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53.
Heading for the corner. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Huskies. He got the handoff and knew exactly what to do with it.
They like the fact that they have a halfback who can pick his way so well through defenses.
And he adds the extra point. A nice 8-play, 75-yard drive, and a touchdown as a result. The Huskies running back, he was injured earlier. You see him down there on the sideline, and it looks like he's ready to get back in the game. Washington lines up for the kickoff. And it sails out of the end zone for a touchback. Golden Bears are on a roll right now, an absolute roll. 21 straight points, and the defense has no answer for it. It was a pretty one-sided first quarter, but I wouldn't be surprised if things changed in a big way before halftime. And they bring him down for a sack on the play.
Loss of 10 yards on the play. That'll make it 2nd and long.
So the sack makes this a 2nd and long.
49's the bike. Watch 49.
Let's go!
As a man, he'll lose big yards. They're backed up 8 yards on that play.
Well, that play was sort of out of sync from the start, but you have to also recognize that the defense made a great play. They read it from the get-go.
He's taken down around the 25-yard line. Hardy is back awaiting the punt. Tackle made at the 41-yard line.
The last time out, they were able to pick up big chunks of yards through the air. You wonder if they'll go back to that same strategy, or will they start to lean a little bit more on their ground game?
Slings it out, and it gets tipped.
Brian, I thought the quarterback put the ball there where it could have been caught. The receiver's got to do a better job of fighting for the football. When that ball's up in the air and it's between a defender and a receiver, I think the receiver's got to show more effort and a willingness to fight for the football. The safety just knocked that ball away from him.
Gets it out to his receiver in a hurry. He's pushed out of bounds around the 47-yard line.
First down.
Let's go, let's go. Here we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Here we go. Watch the
Catches it, and he's looking for more. And he hits him hard at the 21. What a great play.
This is the timing that we talked about in the pregame that they must have in order to be successful with their passing game. That time the quarterback threw it to a spot, and his receiver was there to make a nice grab.
They'll get him for a loss. He had nowhere to go on that option play.
Boy, you're right. He's lucky he held on to the football there.
From the 23-yard line, it's 2nd down. 5 guys will be out in the pattern as they're in the shotgun. Fires quick out to the receiver, and he can't make the grab. Sacked.
He has one job on passing situations, get to the quarterback, and he did that job very, very well on that play.
4th and long here after the sack. Kicks up. Reese Davis joins us in the studio with this update. Reese?
Let's check out what's going on in Tempe. And for Arizona State, a potential upset in the making right now. UMass on top, 14-10.
2-touchdown ball game here, Reese, 21-7. Their last drive ended in a punt, so this quarterback's going to be looking for something better on this drive. They'll drop him for a loss.
Boy, did you see how the defense just swarmed to the ball carrier? That was fantastic pursuit.
It's 2nd and 11. Ball on the 34-yard line.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
Check. 98 Weasel.
Fires quickly, and he's got his man. He's tackled around the 40-yard line.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
He guns it left side. Picked off. It's the cornerback.
Hey, this could potentially turn this football game around. They're down by a couple scores, but if you're the offense and you're on the sideline and you're not feeling good about yourself and your defense comes up with an interception like that, boy, oh boy, you're grabbing your helmet, sprinting on that field, and you're ready to go.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 49. Tackled for a loss. They'll bring him down for a loss on the play. Third down now, and they need to get it inside the 41. Screen pass. He's got his halfback. And he's tackled at the 45-yard line. Benson got a chance to angle it away from the punt returner here. He really got a hold of that one. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. California's offense really had a goal in that first quarter, but they're starting to struggle here in the second early.
Well, because they played so well early in this game, even though they have been struggling, they still have a pretty comfortable lead. Now let's see if they can hold on to it here as we get ready for the second half.
You know the offense will be looking to do better this time out.
One general rule in any game is to hold on to the ball. If you're in the negative in the turnover department, your chances of winning decrease exponentially.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
And he is drilled at the 23.
Loss of 1 yard on the play. That makes it 3rd and 7.
From their own 23-yard line, third down.
Check pass. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Pass.
Holds it in, first down, and he's knocked out of bounds. Catches it and hit immediately for a loss. That's a loss of 4 yards.
This defense is fast enough that they can create negative yards on completed passes. So the offense might want to consider that next time they try that play.
So it's 2nd and 14. Ball on their own 28. The Huskies had one of their key players go down earlier, but it looks like he might be able to get back in the lineup. He's under pressure. He's wrapped up for the sack. They've been all over this quarterback today.
The pass protection has got to do a better job, but give this defense some credit. They've really figured out what they have to do to pressure the quarterback and to cause him some problems.
Let's go!
Give to the running back, and he's going to lose yardage. And he manages to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Washington's going to have to use their second time out of the half. Walter is waiting for the snap. Tackle at the 49. The offense is looking to be a little bit more successful with this drive as they had to punt the ball away the last time they had it. Here they come. And down he goes at the 26-yard line.
That makes it first and 10.
He heaves it to the end zone.
Hey, this guy's got to forget about the drop. Remember, he was in good position to make a play.
That makes it second and 10.
From the 26-yard line. Second down. Fires it quickly. And he's knocked out immediately after the catch.
That makes it first and goal.
First down, and they've got their eyes on that goal line. Tackle made at the 1-yard line. And Kirk, that was a nice grab there.
You know, it may be simple, but whenever you can gain solid yardage, you're doing something right.
Touchdown, Washington.
Really good vision here by the quarterback and a good understanding of where he was on the field. He didn't need much, and he knew he could get it himself.
He makes the PAT. Reese Davis is standing by with this update. Reese?
A real tussle in Tempe. Let's take a look at this one again. And for Arizona State, we've got a little drama starting to unfold right now. A potential major upset in the making. Kimbrough's a dynamic talent as a runner. He's gone into the end zone twice in this game. The Minutemen lead 21-17.
You can never look ahead a week, but that would be a pretty big upset if that score holds. The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. And he got all of this one. Great kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. And for Oliver, he's been making his presence felt.
Any coach in the country will tell you, to have a great defensive player, he's got to have intensity and he's got to have an edge to him. This young man has demonstrated that, and I don't know if I've seen anybody play with this kind of effort all year long. Guy has 3 sacks. You've got to do something to slow him down. I would suggest a chip block. Use a tight end to stay in to help out, maybe a running back. Anything you can do to try to create any kind of confusion for this defender is something that's going to help you out.
California is up a score. Tackle at about the 35. The Golden Bears taking their first time out of the half. First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 35. The offense going to try to open this field up, coming out in a 5-wide set, and the defense counters with their dime look. Quick strike, and he drops it.
I like the scheme the defensive coordinator came up with here. They were all over the place on that play and left the quarterback nowhere to throw it.
In the shotgun and 5 wideouts.
Let's go!
Quick throw out to the receiver. They'll bring him down at the 47-yard line. They went back to the same play that time.
Yeah, you're right. Same play as the one before, and they got a good completion and a nice game.
From their own 47-yard line. First down. Gets it out quickly. And he's taken down around the 43-yard line. going left. Nice job getting a hand on that one.
Yeah, really good heads-up play there to get a hand on the football by the defense.
That'll bring up 3rd and inches.
49 the bike, watch 49.
Hey! Red hot!
Brought down around the 32-yard line. On the move, he throws complete, and they hit him in the backfield. Looked like offsides. Here's the official call.
Defense.
That's just a discipline thing there. It's 5 free yards, and that could hurt.
From the 27-yard line, first down. California is up 7. Throws to the receiver, incomplete. This is the 8th play of this drive. They come out in a 5-wide set. Deep ball, laying it out there. Oh my, what a catch. Touchdown.
This guy just continues to impress me. Every time I watch this team play, he seems to come up with big plays.
And he hits the PAT. A nice 8-play, 75-yard drive, and they get it in for 7.
Brett, I thought the key to that drive really had a lot to do with the quarterback and the receivers getting in sync, making it very tough for the defense to slow him down.
Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. Sends it sailing downfield. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. This offense did really well with the air attack on their last trip out there. Let's see if they can do the same thing here.
You know, when this defense went over to the sideline based on the way they've been playing so far, this defense coordinator is going to be livid. He's got to get in their face. He's got to challenge them. He's got to get their emotions going, because when you play defense, it's not just about X's and O's. It's about attitude and playing with a lot of confidence.
We played a half. California leads it 28-14.
Glad to have you with us in the studio for the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Reese Davis and David Pollock here, completely locked in on that first half. Both offenses rolling at will in the first half, and as you watch these teams head to the locker room for halftime, there were some skill guys. That chest was puffed out a little bit more. They were kind of looking up in the stands and said, "Did you see what I just did?"
Yeah, see, ready to pad their stats, get some helmet stickers. Yeah, they're all excited. But I tell you what, that's the one thing that's hard about the game of football you see all the time is the momentum swings. Once you really get dialed in and once things start going your way, sometimes it's hard to stop it. And that's why you see runs on offense. And both offenses in great rhythm. I mean, they haven't had many negative plays. Everything's gone in the right direction. They're both performing at a high level. One of these defenses in the second half needs to step up, make some plays, get them out of their comfort zone a little bit.
David and I will stay locked in on everything going on in college football. It's going to wrap it up here in the studio. Just about time to get you out to your second half. Brad and Kirk ready with a call.
All right, Reese, David, thanks, guys. Just about set to start the third quarter. He just drills this one. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now. They don't have the luxury of wasting drives if they want to get back in the game. taken down at the 42-yard line.
Call it a gain of 8 yards. First down.
Four down. Let's go, let's go. Here we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Hands it off inside, brought down. The running back gets a yard, maybe less.
He really did a nice job of anticipating the run and making the play on the ball carrier.
Gets it out to his receiver, and he can't hang on. Third down, and they need to get it inside the 48. And they make the stop at about the 43-yard line.
Stop your
That
whining.
makes it first and 10.
Runs outside for a nice gain. Jones gets about 4 yards on the option keeper. And he tackles him hard at the 42. Third down now, and they need to get it down to the 33. Got a man tackled for a loss. Let's see if he aims for the sideline and tries to get this thing down deep in their own territory. It's away, and it's a booming punt. Little too much leg into that punt. They'll bring it out to the 20. They're ready to begin another drive. The Huskies had one of their key guys go down earlier, but it looks like he might be able to return. Sheds a tackler. Makes it to the 22-yard line.
That's a gain of 2 on the play. That makes it second and 8.
Delivers to the halfback on the screen. That's a great tackle at the 29-yard line.
Makes the tackle at the 29-yard line. That'll make it third and 1.
He gets rid of this one.
Very stern effort there by the defense. They weren't giving up anything on that series.
Doesn't look like he's going to have much time to get rid of this punt. He punts it away, and it's a great kick. Thompson fields it at the 27. He's taken down at the 46-yard line. Let's see if this drive has a more rewarding conclusion than their last, which ended with a punt.
If they're going to make a comeback in this game, it's going to have to start now. This offense has to get rolling.
Crosses left, intercepted. And they'll return this one all the way. He's tackled at the 19-yard line. Washington's really excited to watch this guy grow with this defense. That was his first tackle, but I guarantee you, he's got hundreds more coming. From the 19-yard line, it's first down. Big opening. He gets out to about the 8. gets out to about the 6-yard line.
That brings up second and goal.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. 49
Regular.
Now he tries to buy some time. And he's tackled around the 4-yard line.
Gain of 2 yards. That makes it third and goal.
We own them. We own them. 49's the fight. Watch 49.
Ready. Easy. Look it.
Here's the tailback. Oh, what a hit. Stopped.
That's a loss of 2 yards on the play. That brings us fourth and goal.
So it's 4th down. This one should be makeable. The kick is up, and it's good. California gets set to kick this one away. Nice kick, plenty of distance. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. You know the offense will be looking to do better this time out.
And we'll see how aggressive this defense is when they come back out. I wouldn't be surprised if they kept up the pressure to try to fluster this quarterback some more.
Runs right for a nice gain.
That's good for a gain of 7 yards. That'll bring up second and 3.
Larry. Let's go. Take 4.
Looking for his man, incomplete. Third down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down.
Let's go. And we got Mike, number 53.
He makes it to the 35-yard line.
First down.
Double tight. Four down. Let's go. And we got Mike, number 53. Mike,
And they push him out around the 44-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 9 yards. That brings in second and 9.
double tight. Four down. Let's go. And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Take 4.
Caught out in the open. And down he goes at the 47.
First down.
Play fake. Going for it all to the end zone. This one will fall incomplete. They're really fortunate to still have a shot at points.
That wasn't one of the prettiest passes I've ever seen. He's got to be relieved it wasn't picked.
From the 47-yard line, it's second down. Throws middle of the tight end. Tackle made around the 42-yard line.
That'll make it 3rd and 5.
Man left.
Throws it out there. He's picked it off. This time it's the safety. Nice pick by the safety.
Safety that time just sitting back there looking at the quarterback, and once it was thrown, he knew exactly where it was going, and he made the pick.
From their own 41-yard line. First down. He gets out to about the 42-yard line.
Gain of 1 yard. That brings up second and 9.
49's the Mike. Watch 49.
Throws complete, and he's hit right away. There's a strike complete, and he is drilled at the 50-yard line.
Fourth down.
Walter is waiting for the snap. This day has not gone exactly as planned for this quarterback.
I think the reason he's struggling is because of the defense and the way the defense is mixing up their coverages. Let's give a lot of credit here to the defensive coordinator and the pressure that this defense has been able to apply on him, because they have really forced the mistakes that he's made.
It's been a performance filled with flaws, but when you're on the road, you can't expect perfection. Here's a step in the maturation of a young quarterback. How does he respond to throwing an interception on that last drive?
The first rule on offense is to take care of the football. These guys need to remember that on this drive.
He passes it. Nice grab on the play. To the 20. Tackle at the 11.
Let's go. That's how we do, D. That's how we do. They don't want to know. They don't want none of this.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Four down, four down. Let's go, let's go. Here we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
He's under pressure. Broke away from one. Just throws this one away. The defender wanted a head start, and they certainly got him for it.
Defense. Automatic first down.
First and 5. Ball on the 6-yard line.
Four down, four down. Let's go, let's go. Here we got Mike, number 53.
He's under pressure. They bring the quarterback down.
That's a loss of 8 yards. Brings up 2nd and
15. Defense looking for another sack here on this 2nd and 13 situation.
Let's go, let's go. Here we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Handoff, and he's met immediately. The defender had it and then dropped it. Nice job getting a hand on that one.
Yeah, really good heads-up play there to get a hand on the football by the defense.
It's 4th down. So the kicking team is on the field. They'll try for 3. It's up, and he got it. Looks like they're ready for the kickoff. And he got all of this one. Great kick. And it sails out of the end zone for a touchback. So now both teams come trotting back out onto the field. They bring him down in the backfield.
Loss of 2 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 12.
So it's 2nd and 12. Ball on their own 23. Up the middle for a nice gain. He scrambled. Brought down at the 38-yard line. Fires out to his receiver. And he's taken down at the 49. He might have a chance. They'll bring him down at the 40-yard line. It's second down now, and they're just a few feet away from that first down marker. And they'll get him in the backfield. So at the end of 3, California leads it 31-17. Back in this very pivotal fourth quarter. Man, do they need that stop. They had to get it back, give it to their offense. They've got the opportunity. That's all they could ask for. They're stacking the line. It looks like they're coming after this punt. He gets it away, and this is a really nice punt. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Last drive resulted in a field goal, and the offense will come back out looking to do one better. He's out to the 30. He gets out to about the 37-yard line. He's gobbled up in the backfield. From their own 33-yard line, it's second down. Tailback brought down for a loss. He's got to throw it in a hurry. Incomplete. And that wasn't the greatest pass in the world.
Well, I don't know how anybody can throw a great pass while getting drilled like that.
Benson awaits the snap. And this one is a beauty. And he's taken down at the 40. Both teams are well aware that a score on this drive is going to create an almost insurmountable lead. This defense has really got to step it up and make a stop. He's out of bounds at the 44. Steps out at around the 48-yard line.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
Finds his man. First down. And they make the stop around the 41-yard line.
The defense might need to make some changes to their coverage scheme because that was just too easy.
Makes it out to maybe the 40-yard line.
Call it a gain of 1 yard. That brings us 2nd and 9.
He's taken down around the 31-yard line. And he's hit before he can go anywhere.
That brings us 2nd and 9.
Short yardage situation here. It's 2nd down and 1. He's tackled at the 21-yard line. He goes out of bounds around the 17-yard line.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
And he throws it away.
Good job here by the defense. If you let this quarterback set and throw, he'll kill you all game. But they got excellent pressure on that play.
They'll line it up again on 3rd down. Looking for the corner. He's knocked out of bounds at the 9-yard line. He makes it to the 6-yard line.
That brings up 2nd and goal.
Gets it. He's in space. Touchdown, Golden Bears. Williams has had high expectations since he was a high schooler, and now it looks like he's every bit as good as suggested. Congratulations to him on his first touchdown. And he tacks on the extra point. So a 12-play, 62-yard drive, and they add 7 points to the scoreboard.
Brett, I thought the key to that drive really had a lot to do with the quarterback and the receivers getting in sync, making it very tough for the defense to slow them down.
So the score now, 38-17. Excellent kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Their last drive ended in a punt, so this quarterback's going to be looking for something better on this drive. And he's going to be sacked for a loss. So the sack makes this a 2nd and long. Steps out of bounds at the 20.
That makes it 3rd and 15.
Slings it quickly to his halfback again. And he's tackled at about the 23-yard line. They've got 10 guys up. They're coming after the kick. He really got a hold of that one. And he's tackled at the 41-yard line. They punched it in for 6 on the last series. Can they do it again?
And it was a really nice drive, too, Brad. The quarterback got into a nice rhythm and did a good job of picking apart the defense.
Complete, brought down, nothing doing.
That's good for a gain of 1 yard. That brings up 2nd and 9.
Mike one.
Ready. Flag.
Motion.
They go with a screen here, and the halfback's got it. Knocked out of bounds at the 48.
That's a team successful play. That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
He makes it out to maybe the 49-yard line.
Called a gain of 3 yards. That makes it 4th and inches.
These special teams have done it before, blocking punts. It looks like they're coming after this one.
He was able to deaden that kick perfectly, and he gives them a long field to work with.
Their last drive broke down, and they punted. What do they have in store this time out? So an empty backfield with 5 wide receivers. And down he goes at the 25.
That makes it 1st and 10.
They come out in an empty backfield. He rifles it to the left. And it's caught. And they finally knock him out at the 45.
First down.
Let's go.
Got it and brought down immediately. Nickel picks him up 6 yards with a catch.
That'll make it 2nd and 4.
They're about 4 yards away here on 2nd down.
Let's go.
Just under 3 to go in regulation. Throws it and it's tipped away.
Hey, watch number 33. Watch number 33. You can't hang. You're not gonna get me.
Lets it fly. He gets another, and this is a big one. And he converts the extra point. Tackle made at the 44-yard line. The last time this offense had the ball, it was 3 and out. Tackle made right around the 42-yard line.
That's a gain of 2 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd down and 8. Ball on the 42-yard line.
Let's go. Green 19.
Tackle at the 28.
The offensive lineman played that one perfectly, giving the tailback plenty of space to work with, and he took advantage of it.
Less than 2 minutes in the 4th quarter. He's at the 20. Makes it out to about the 16. Washington will take their 2nd time out of the half. From the 16-yard line. 1st down. And he's tackled after positive yardage. A nice 7-yard gain on the option keeper. Washington's called their final timeout. He gets out to about the 6-yard line. Touchdown should put this one away, Kirk. And he hits the PAT. Has the ball all teed up, and he's ready to kick this one off. He really got a hold of that kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. They did a great job on their last drive, moving the ball down the field for a touchdown. Let's see if they can duplicate that on this drive.
You can bet this defense made some adjustments on the sideline, though. I don't know if they can stop the passing attack, but they need to at least be able to slow it down.
Second down at 7 coming up here. Ball on their own 28. We have less than a minute to go. The defense got some pressure and forced a bad pass.
I think they've been a little bit more aggressive here with their pass rush, and that time it paid off with an incompletion.
They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. And he's taken down at the 34-yard line. It's away, and it's a booming punt. He's out to the 30. He's to the 40. He makes it out to maybe the 43-yard line. The coach just got the 50th win of his career. That doesn't put you in the Hall of Fame, but it's a great start. They ran the ball very well on their last drive, and it resulted in 6. And this should be a kneel down as they just try to kill the clock. And the quarterback's going to take a knee to drain this clock and any hopes the opposition may have had. ballgame's over, and our final score in this one, California 45, Washington 24. For EA Sports and Kirk Herbstreit, this is Brad Nessler saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.